Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Blackout Gaming TV for the third week of ETF2L Highlander Season 8. This week we are playing on Barn Blitz, and tonight the game is between the defending champions, Tourettes Chessclub and Stacked. With me tonight is Sigafoo. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. CeeJaey, how you doing yourself?
It's great, and I'm glad to be casting with you again. I had a great time when we casted on Upward, and I don't know whether John's planning this because it's a payload map, getting an NG main in to kind of give us those sentry spots, the inside info. Do you guys play Barn Blitz in UGC?
We have played Barn Blitz a couple times, but I mean it's been probably about 2 to 3 seasons since the last time we played it. So definitely not super familiar. And then there's also a new version that I'm literally downloading as we speak, RC6. Do you know what the changes are from RC5 to RC6? Do you want to talk about that?
It's so much better. I mean, Barn Blitz was always pretty much payload last. You get to last, you defend it. And see, it looks like we're having maybe a heavy fist fight. I don't know. People are kind of only Breakfast Junior and Beep are in. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a heavy fist fight, actually. I don't know whether we've got the camera on the game at the moment or not, but I think this is to decide who's going to be attacking and defending first. But yeah, I mean, a lot of areas are much more open. On the first point, we've got this open doorway, which was added a couple of revisions ago. And then on last point, everywhere is just much more wider, including the main choke area. You've got this extra flank area on the left, near where the stairs are, but the stairs area, most importantly, you can't just spam pipes down anymore. You actually need to be kind of coordinated. It's much more open, so it makes it much easier to push last, which was the biggest kind of gripe that people had with this. But it looks like we've got Hammer versus Ham here. Beep on the Ham, and whoever's wins this, I guess, decides whether their team is going to be attacking or defending first.
What do you prefer? What do you prefer when you win the fist fight? Would you take attacking or defending on this map?
I like to attack first. Our team actually went to three rounds on this, and we had the faster time, so we decided to attack first. Simply because I think we can. If you set a really good time, then it puts a lot of pressure on the other team.
Right.
But likewise, if you defend for a long time, then it puts pressure on the other team.
Yeah, I think I'm in the other camp where I like to defend first, just purely because it gives you something to work against. So you're like, all right, if we have an average time, if we're struggling, okay, we need to put on we need to push that much harder. We need to take a little bit more risk because we know what we're working against. Versus when you're attacking first, you're kind of going up against you don't know. I don't know, but I can see that point of view too. It's like if you get a good time on it, it's so hard to recover when you give up a good time. It's so hard to recover from. You're pretty much already on. All right, next round. We're not going to do this,
Yeah, it's kind of the same mentality of either setting a good time on attack or defense, and that just puts pressure on the other team.
Yeah. So, what do you think about today's game? Who do you think? What's your favorite? What do you think coming in here? You said it's Chessclub versus Stacked Gaming, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I can go over the rosters quickly. We've got there's a lot of changes, a lot of surprises. It looks like we're into setup time actually, so that gives us about 1 minute to talk over. We have Breakfast. Sorry, not Breakfast. I always call them Breakfast Club. We've got Chessclub in the blue. It looks like they're attacking. I think they switched teams, so we can actually restart here. But go over Chessclub first, obviously the defending champions. They have Blub playing on demo. Normally they have Hui playing on demo. I don't know if Blub, the German, he plays for C-Play in Prem 6s, so he's a very good demo. Played in the last game for them. They have Inso on Sniper. Inso, funnily enough, has been murking for Stacked as a perma spy. So they've had to get a different spy for this match. Breakfast Junior on Heavy, Onkaya on Soldier, Cherry Rendezvous on NG, Lazy Bear on Scout, Robin on Medic, Kazul on Spy, and Scissors on Pyro, which is pretty much their default lineup. I mean, I don't know whether Onkaya is being their main soldier now. Yeah. They were looking for a new soldier, because when we casted them last time, we saw Mookie play, didn't we? So,
right.
But then moving over to Stacked, this is kind of a team in transition, really. Jeroso on Sniper is one of the best snipers so far statistically in Prem. I've been compiling stats on the games, and his stats are quite something to look at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see him sniping against Inso. Dagoon, who has been playing Soldier for Stacked, is now on Pyro, which he used to play Pyro for Daratutu when they won Prem back in season 4. Then we have F2, he's returning on Soldier, seeing as Dagoon switched onto Pyro. So F2 played Soldier for them last season. CeeJaey on heavy. Toast is murking Spy. He plays in the team in the division below in high, but he really is one of these players, up and coming. He's very good with the Ambassador. He hits some insane shots, and very much a gun spy, that kind of reminiscent of the way that Inso and Solid used to play, you know, a couple of seasons ago when they really came to the fore. We've got Zebasai on Scout. I'm not sure if he's main Scout or Merking. I'm pretty sure he's on the roster for High Panda, so that might be another Merc, seeing as Waters is playing Scout for them usually. Acidorf on Medic, Hidan on Demo, and Beep is playing Engie instead of Pyro, which he's mained for many seasons. So I think, you know, my prediction before is Chessclub have got a more stable roster. They've got, you know, they've got the experience behind them, and Stack to kind of. It'll be interesting to see if they'll be happy to get any points out of this.
Yeah, Stacked, I actually been working a little bit with Beep on his transition. He's been kind of talking with me, and we've been going over pointers, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how he does. This is my first match actually watching him play Engineer after kind of helping him out a little bit, and he's actually got an interesting strategy for defense that we'll see after this first round is over, as we're getting an early Uber out from the defense. And there's going to be a reset of the game.
Yeah, this is reset. I think teams got messed up a little bit. But it's interesting. I didn't know you were talking to Beep about his Engineer play, because at the start, I'm not sure if you knew at the start of the season, there were rumors that Beep was going to be playing Soldier, and they would get a different Pyro in. And then by the time the preseason chat show came around, it was confirmed that he was actually sticking on Pyro. But I know that Mister's left. He was their main Engie and has been kind of playing Engie with them for a few seasons on and off, like sharing it with someone called Musa, who's also a very good Engie.
Yeah.
I don't know why he left or whether he was kicked or what happened. But obviously Beep feels, you know, him on Engie would be better, and then kind of swapping things around. Like as an Engie main, do you think it would be something? Is this kind of a baptism of fire playing on a payload map?
I mean, definitely a little bit. It's a change of pace. Like, you know, I think when you play, you know, for instance, like Viaduct or something like that, you know, you can kind of rely just on your DM, and not having such a good game sense of where building should go and what should do what, you can kind of get around that. When it comes to payload, especially on defense, it's all about timing, positioning, all the different stuff that makes the game sense side of the Engineer like really shine, and that's like one of the hardest things, and something I struggle with, and I think a lot of engineers who are top level struggle with, is getting that timing down of when do I pull out, when do I build on the next point, you know, how can I do this? Because like if you just play purely by just your casual game sense, you know, if you leave when the rest of your team leaves, that usually is going to leave you with not having a gun up in time for the next point and stuff like that, or like, you know, when do I, you know, it's just kind of different stuff like that. And so talking to Beep, he's definitely struggling kind of on that front, and he's trying to get used to that. So it'll be interesting. My understanding is that basically, so he's going to be running maybe not full level 3s the entire game. Kind of talking with him, just because he was struggling with that side of it, which I don't think is a bad thing. Like, as much as like a lot of people talk down running minis on defense, I really do think that you have to understand like the benefit of it, which basically makes it a 9v9 fight plus minis. You know, so it's a fair fight versus an 8v9 plus a sentry. Because if you can't keep your sentry gun up, then there's no reason for you to go level 3 sentries. So either way, here we go. We have gates opening up. I think this is for real, and we'll see kind of how Stack is going to play this on offense here as they quickly get out onto the cart.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Stack's approaches with the suicides. They have left their medic in spawn, and they're just kind of walking the cart up as much as they can. Time to survive on the cart, it's a lot. I mean, you could be throwing in some people in at the moment, but no one's really jumping in. They've got the Soldier here, F2 on the direct hit, and Medic is already out, Asa is out. I don't know if there's a spy around who have spotted that or not, but they're coming straight up into the hill. Uber is used onto the heavy, onto the demo, and the Pyro gets destroyed. Does force the Uber early, and that sentry does get down to hit. Wow. That lock and load, man. Lock and load not used in UGC, so it's used and abused in this, and the medic takes a lot. Oh, Breakfast Junior gets taken down by that lock and load again, and it looks like Chess are getting out, and I think Chess have lost a player. Like, yeah, Kazul went down, and Robin's just got the hell out of there, and they're already building up on second, and 34 seconds is a very, very quick cap. You'd expect to at least hold the first point for at least a minute.
Yeah, that was an insane push and kind of shows you the power of the lock and load, and one of the reasons why it is banned in UGC. I'm like, holy crap, how'd that gun go down? There's a regular up on it. It was being healed, but not enough. Direct hit and lock and load, everything kind of going at it, and level 3 is just going up now, but it's already being spammed down. He does pull out the Wrangler in time, but this card is moving forward. We are at even Ubers, but nobody has Uber yet, so we'll kind of see how this goes. A lot of spam coming down, direct hit, stickies, everything coming out of this engineer. Can he keep his gun alive is a real question, because taking that down allows you to push the card so much further here, as we have both medics at 100%. And kills coming in the way of, I guess they're kind of even right now, but that lower L area is freed up. Team can push through that lower area if they wanted to, and kind of get a flank on them.
Yeah, the Uber is used actually, and it's forced onto Chessclub. There's so much spam coming down the siege, it gets taken down by F2, and this is really good coordination. Like you said, once the scout and soldier go down, that L area is freed up. Blood is on the floor, he's only about 112 HP, gets taken down by the mini from B. And although kills are coming down in favor of Chessclub right now, they have no build up. Top Cherry does not have anything set up other than a level 2, sorry, a dispenser. And I think Stacks is just going to be able to walk this forward a little bit more. Hidan's trying to take the top area. Breakfast Jr. is doing his best trying to hold that area by himself, but he's not going to be able to. Hidan takes up the top, and yeah, that cap goes down. 2 minutes 20. This is really, really fast at the moment. It's not even like it's a roll. It's like, you know, each push is just being successful first time round.
Well, I think it just shows you the coordination. I mean, this is out of taking down the gun. You know, one of the things that I think kind of gets ignored sometimes. Oh, okay. Looks like we don't have a camera on right now, but we can do some radio casting. Is that no camera up right now for you, John?
Yeah, it looks like the camera's down, so we could just have to describe what's going on. We got, but you take it away. You take it away.
Yeah, so we have the cart slowly being pushed up this third ramp. The combo is holding up on top of the hill around the corner with a level 3 gun on that shack in the back right area. Some direct hit is trying to come down onto it as we're kind of just getting some trades here, but nothing too big. I guess Breakfast Jr. is down for the defense here as the cart's being pushed up by the heavy, but it is a ramp that has to be pushed up all the way or it falls back down. So they're kind of resetting here. Stacked is as I think they're just kind of trying to take the house control, the big house control. The soldier and sniper are inside of it. But here they come in a little bit of a challenge in this upper area, scout versus soldier. And is Stack going to be able to overtake it? And they are not, as the cart, again, just kind of chilling. I don't even know where the medic is. He's hiding way, way back around the corner. So what are you seeing right now, CeeJaey?
I mean, they've used the Uber now. Here comes Stacked, and it's forced onto Chessclub there. I think they just delayed this way too much. They've taken the advantage when they took down Breakfast Jr. He's going to spam down, takes down Hidan, but Hidan does take down Breakfast Jr. I mean, this trade doesn't look good on paper, but Breakfast Jr. is such a big player for Chessclub. He's not going to be up for at least 15 seconds. So if they can get kind of dry push this now, Beeper's on that cart, just trying to push it up slowly but surely. Blub is trying to get aggressive. He's might get caught out by the mini. He doesn't know. Oh. So close there, I'd have no idea, got taken down to quite low HP. But this is kind of where the cart kind of starts to falter. You know, you can get a decent hold at third, but Chessclub are going to be careful. If they lose the point here and lose too many players, you can get rolled into last, and last is where you can make up the most of your time. Like most payload maps, you know, if you hold last, you can see kind of times quadruple in time, and Inso gets taken down, out-sniped by Droso, finishes off his 7 kill streak there. So that's going to make him a little bit more free with no sniper down for the defense.
This is kind of unusual. I don't know, at least in America or the last time I played this, I don't remember the third point being too difficult to take. I mean, the big thing is you take the upper area, you take the big house, that gives you spam, because the combo right now is completely spammable from that upper area. You can just constantly put down damage that's uncontested into them. But here we go. You know, spam coming down. Uber is popped out of Stacked. Counter Uber comes up here. Breakfast Jr. going down on the card, but he actually goes down to a headshot. The Uber's dropped off just for a second here, and now it's just the Devilman and Medic alone. The gun is out of the fight. They're slowly pushing up the card here. Scout is behind enemy lines, but Demo is still putting down crazy spam onto the card. Medic takes a decent amount of damage, down to 8 HP, but is able to get out alive here. Only the Heavy and Pyro on the card, and they're going to give up that point, and somehow Stacked Medic comes away with his life there. That was absolutely insane. Down to 8 HP, but still going to keep even Ubers here, going on to the last point.
Great survival skills there by Asa. I mean, this is really, really key. I mean, there are a lot of players down. Like I said, Chessclub have already got 5 players up. They have got some respawns coming in, and they do have the top area, but they need to be careful that they don't kind of give this point away straight away, because that'll be a very, very quick time. Chessclub losing a couple of players. Onkaya is down, so he's not going to be able to hold that locker room, which you can see there is some pressure coming in from the demo. This this lock and load you can just spam across into this upper area, and that leaves Robin very, very unprotected. Breakfast Jr. getting a couple of kills, showing why he's such an important class in this last point especially. But yeah, the sentry goes down from Cherry. I'm not sure if he's running minis or not, but this is smelling
like a proper level 3.
Oh wow, it's looking a little bit desperate. Uber's used on top here by both teams. Dagon goes down. No pyro for Stacked, but Breakfast Jr. is getting aggressive here, trying to get some spam done on the demo. And he doesn't get caught out, but a lot of players go down for Stacked. I think it's just going to stop that push for the time being.
Yeah, I think it's just mostly the flank fights away from the Uber is where the players went down for Stack. But again, they have quick respawns, they have a teleporter up. I mean, that's so critical on these last points because the respawn waves for Blue are so much faster than Red, but they only equalize if you have a teleporter up. And so that actually does create a slight, very small Uber advantage for Stacked Gaming here on offense. So we'll see if they're going to utilize that right away, but I think they need to kind of take a different position. You can't push straight up the stairs into the other combo. Like, you're not going to get any leverage off that. They need to go to the left and spam up under. They need to go to the locker room to the right. Just something different. It kind of just gives it a little bit of change of pace, but they seem to be kind of just doing nothing. They're just holding outside, waiting for that Uber, and here it comes 100% ready to go. But there, they pop it right away. Medic does not have it. Down goes Robin. 90%. Breakfast Jr. gets backstabbed. Devil goes down as well. There's no heavy, no demo, no medic alive here to defend the cart. The level 3 sentry or level 2 sentry gun is still alive, but it finally does get sacked. That's going to go down as well.
This is a huge push in. That Uber advantage from Asamus just timed perfectly. 2 players up, it's just Cherry and Kazoo. And this car just needs to get timed around it. People need to start locking down these spawn areas. This spawn is on the left and the right, and the demo medic comes down, then the glove just gets destroyed. And Breakfast is alive, gets headshot there by Drozo. Toast gets a headshot onto his fellow side. And 7 minutes 56 is that's a fairly fast time. That's faster than I thought we'd see in this first round, especially with Stacked pushing first. Chessclub are going to be shell-shocked by that. I mean, they're not going to be expecting that at all.
Yeah, I mean, kind of coming into this, I mean, I think Stacked came out and they just flexed their muscle through those first 2 points. The third, they kind of stagnated with, and the last, they had one bad push, and then boom, the next one. I mean, they played that absolutely perfectly. They knew how much Uber percentage they had above the enemy team. They had 100%. They went straight through and dropped Robin, or didn't drop Robin because Robin had 90%, but if they waited like 5 seconds more, that would have been a completely different Uber fight. And I think that's, a lot of teams coming through the ranks, different stuff. I mean, pushing so quickly and aggressively is so important, and Stack Gaming showed it right there. That last Uber push only worked because of how quickly they went, and it was so perfect, the focus they did. Great job by Stack to take such a great time here.
Yeah, I mean, it was a push on the dot. I saw there was about a 20% advantage, and they didn't waste any percent of that at all. They just walked straight in with the Dan, and taking down that medic before he got the Uber was key. Once that happened, everyone just came in, collapsed in on the combo. Once the combo had gone down, Cherry wasn't going to be able to do much by himself with his level 3, especially with the spy jumping in and sapping it. So that was just so well coordinated. They've got to try and hold this for 7 minutes and 50 seconds now. And if you do that, the first round is going to go to Stack. Chessclub are famous for their aggressive pushes on payload. We saw them do this against High Panda. They just walked straight out and went straight into them. So the medic is still in spawn. Robin hasn't actually come out yet. So far they're being more passive than Stacked were.
It looks like, John, did you crash again? Okay, so we're going to do a little radio casting here. We have the level 3 sentry and soldier and scout in left-hand house as well, with the pyro kind of rotating between. I actually really, really like this setup. I think you have to contest house, stop that from coming through. Spy's going to try to get in position. He gets caught out. Uber does come out for Chessclub. As they're pushing through here, pyro comes in on the gun, but he actually gets taken out right away. And this Uber is pretty much useless as they just lose players, and Stacked Gaming only loses just their scout in that exchange here. So it's still holding on, and a minute down on the clock, and they still have not captured the first point. But here we get a nice pushing on the cart. Breakfast Jr. in the soldier. Breakfast Jr. does go down to the lock and load here, but the level 3 is still alive watching that cart. Pyro trying to get in on it, but he's going to go down as well. And a lot down, only 5 alive here. And oh my god, so many dying. The health is so horrible. And Stack Gaming, 9 alive still on this hold. Wow, CeeJaey.
This sentry is doing work, and I mean, I don't know what you've been talking to me, but like, there's 2 choices. You have your sentry in the house, or you have your sentry outside, and he's just making it work inside, and people are still trying to put through the house. You just have to get the pressure onto that sentry, and normally you see come in from hill and try and go in through this doorway, but the combo is holding the hill so well. Drozo is there as well sniping, makes it so difficult to kind of push into. And yeah, I mean, over a minute now gone off on this first point. I'm just worried that Stats are going to get too committed on this, and if they get wiped, they could give up second and third quite easily. But so far, they seem pretty solid. A lot of health, very low on the side of Stacks, and the Uber's used, and CeeJaey goes down. That's a big pick, and this is the kind of time where they need to start backing off. I think they're losing players, they're losing key players. Beep gets shanked, and the sentry goes down.
Did you see how that happened? He went through the teleporter. He backwards teleported because he had an exit set up at second point. And literally Kazul was just waiting there for him to come through the teleporter, backward teleport, and took down the gun right away. And that's actually going to give a Stack a very low. They actually might only be able to hold a third here. It is a scout on the medic. Oh, and down goes Robin there. Nice play. That's a 5 KO streak just before he goes down to Breakfast Jr. But that actually might give Stack what they needed. They are going to have a 60% Uber advantage. But here comes the soldier in on the medic.
Wow. On Kaya, so good, but just so close, and nothing happened there. And that does mean there is going to be an Uber advantage in the hands of Asa. That's 80%. And wow, it looked like I thought they were going to get rolled across this point, but they haven't. And Beep's going to have time to set up there. He is up top, and they're going to have an Uber to defend this point as well. This is not looking for Chessclub so far.
And just right, 5 minutes left on the clock on Barn Blitz. I mean, that's a difficult task to ask. I mean, to really go through, but here we go in. They're pushing through with no Uber. They do have an Uber on defense here. Are they going to use it, as so much is on the cart? And finally, it does get popped off on the demo man, but he actually gets dropped. Engineer behind him finally does get picked up, so he does not go down. Health is very, very low on the offense here, as pretty much everybody is backed out, but they did get the force. That is what they needed. Robin at 80%, so they should be able to actually might just take this for free here, as I'm trying to figure out what is going on here.
They lost CeeJaey in the push, so no heavy on the defense. It's only just managed to get back up there. But I think the key thing to that push not being successful was a big headshot from Toast. The spy just took down Blub as they were trying to push. But Hidan is firing those pipes over. Once again, gets a lock and load kill onto Breakfast Jr. Onkaya is in on the demo, takes him down, and Hidan's down. And there's only 4 players alive for Stacks. They're going to need to get to last. Beep is already on those minis on third, but I think he's going to get taken down here. Nothing much he can do.
He needs to get out. He needs to get out. He needs to get to last. He needs to start doing something. They are building, but Robin has had that Uber since the second point. He has been wise enough to kind of hold on to it. They have 3 minutes coming into this final point. They have 100% Uber advantage, or I guess about 70% now. Here comes the spy in the mech. He's not going to be able to do enough. He's going to get chased out here. But Robin, they get to choose where they push from. They get to choose what they do. And so it's going to be curious to see how effective they are going to be with this Uber push here. As
there's pressure coming in from new flank. Breakfast Jr. in the demo just walking in. Nobody realizes CeeJaey already goes down and the Uber's used. By the time the Uber's used, the sentry and the heavy are already dead, and this is not looking good. They're blocking the left-hand spawn already. Sniper can't get out. There is so much time on the card. Lots of players. In comes F2, takes down Cherry. But this is really, really dangerous at the moment.
They spread out. I mean, the thing that you can say about Stacks is they spread out so well. They got the Demo Man and Soldier. They were above. Spy on cart here. And they actually are recovering decently. Spy is behind enemy lines here. He's actually, I'm sorry, the blue Spy, Kazul, is actually at the spawn. He's going to be in on the medic right here. Is he going to be able to turn around? Fail step. He's not able to get it, but CeeJaey catches him out. So down goes Kazul. Breakfast Jr. and the medic are actually still in the last area. But Scout sees this Soldier Pyro. They're going to get caught out. Is Robin going to be able to get out? 72 HP, running for his life. 40, 30, 20. Is he going to be able to get out? He does, just barely keeping alive with 20 HP and 80% Uber advantage as the medic for Stacked went down there in that exchange. So Robin's going to be able to re-push this. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. I mean, it's kind of looking like how can they not get this last point with this Uber advantage.
Yeah, look at all the kills coming down now for the defense, though. They did take down Blub and Onkaya, so that's gonna slow down the push a little bit there. But with this huge advantage, like you said, it's pretty much Chessclub's to lose. They just need to walk in, use this correctly like they did earlier, and this time wipe everyone and lock down those spawns. Uber is very, very early onto Breakfast Jr. Pretty much soloed. He drops down onto the cart, takes down a few players, but Astra is still alive with Hidan, and they need to take out that demo with the stickies and lock and load. And they do cap it, and that first round goes down to Chessclub. And I really think Stacks are going to be disappointed after that. I thought they could have seen that as that round to take and really put the pressure onto Chess for the second round.
Yeah, I mean, it really felt like it. I mean, especially after that first hold, doing that hold inside the house, I've been doing that. That's what I did for a long time. I think it's incredibly good, especially if you have your scout and your soldier with you. And it looks so good. And then just that second point, I don't know. I think the big thing that kind of turned that tide of that game and this may be an engineer bias, but was the engineer going down on that teleporter? He had a level 3 gun that could have gone up on second. They had uber advantage, and then all of a sudden Kazul takes out Beep when he goes through the teleporter. No level 3 gun. You have uber advantage. They use it, but they don't get kills off of it, and they have nothing to support the team. You know, like it just like I kind of think everything from the second point just kind of cycled, and they weren't able to do it. And then also Robin staying alive with that 100% uber, never being forced for like 2 minutes. You know, being able to bring that into last and kind of just throw them into tilt. Like yeah, that's stacked. You know, they looked so good, but just couldn't kind of hold through. I mean, what were you think the kind of deciders of that first round?
I totally agree with what he said there about Beep and the Sentry. I mean, that play by Kazul, I didn't see how it happened, but obviously the way he described it was, you know, perfect game sense, perfectly timed. I think if Beep had managed to get back and get that level 3 up onto second, then they would have had a nice hold on second, which would have been another couple of minutes off the clock. But as it was, they kind of DM'd it, and they managed to keep most of their combo and flank alive on the point. And then by the time Beep arrived, it was kind of like, well, we've managed to hold it, I might as well start building. And you know, that's always a dangerous thing, I feel, if you're engineer and your team's holding onto the point, but the team's going to be pushing in uber on uber soon, it's best off not to try and build a level 3 there. I think at that point he should have built a level 3 onto third, had maybe someone, you know, defending with him, a scout or something like that, and the team get ready to force the uber on second, back out to third, and then hold the third, you know, with a level 3 on the back. But we are onto the second round now, so this time we're going to be seeing I think we're going to be seeing Chess. Yeah, we're going to see Chess push first, followed by Stacked trying to beat the time. I mean, Stacked is just, they're an odd team. And I don't mean that in like an offensive way, but they're a team that they can pull off big results. I remember Hildreth, who's Demoman captain of Highlander, he says that Stacked are a team like not he's scared of, but he's just never too sure of, simply because they can beat the big teams on the day. You know, last season they took all the points away from Highlander in their regular season game, and they took 3 off of Chessclub as well. They're only a team to beat them on a map during the regular season. In fact, until the final, the only other team to do it was Premtech. So Stacked have these moments, and they kind of, on these kind of maps, they can pull off these wins. So I wouldn't be surprised to see, you know, Stacked take the second round. But Chess, I would say, are kind of, they would have kind of sat up in their seats and thought, hang on, Stacked aren't going to be a pushover. We could have lost that first round. Let's, you know, get our heads on in the game. Just looking at the logs, Inso top fragged with 18 alongside Susie. From the next 3 players, Susie, Hidan, and Drosa are all from Stacked. So it's a pretty even lineup at the moment. I mean, there's no one who seems to be outclassing anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, it all kind of seems even, and I mean, definitely, as you said, I think Chessclub, I mean, they finally got some blood drawn on them. They realize that they are not immortal, you know, kind of is what I'm hearing from you, and yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting. Stacked, you know, they got to go into this next round knowing, okay, we did it, let's not mess up this time. I mean, kind of what I see from Stacked, and I think why they can pull such big results, just kind of, you know, seeing them play, you know, a few times, is that they just have that aggression level. And aggression wins games, but it also can lose you games when it's too much. You know, it has to be just that, and there's like that last round where it's like, we held the second point for too long, we took too many deaths. We held the third point for too long, we took too many deaths. You know, it kind of cycles. But that aggression also can get you big plays, and I think that's what it did on the offense here. Just on defense, they need to tone it down a little bit, and I think we'll see a better result here as Chessclub is on offense. They're pushing the card up here, and we'll see kind of what we have. Level 3 Sentry Gun is in the house. I think Chessclub is not going to be surprised by this again, and they might have a little bit better strategy to take it down, and we'll kind of come on. But Soldier's not on direct hit, so no help from him, and Lazy Bear taking down on the card there. Snow Scout for pushing for the next couple seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Onkai's gone down twice in a row now, so no Soldier bombing in, but the Uber does come up very early from Chessclub, and they're using it on this hill, bringing in Breakfast Jr., but he's not going to get much done. The Uber is just basically used by Stacked just to block this area, and the Sentry's not being pressured at all. Once that level 3 needs to be taken down, there needs to be more pressure coming in on the cart, perhaps from the Demo or Soldier. And as I say that, Toast backstabs Blub, so Demo down for Chessclub. Although Hidan has gone down, he's not coming up for 15 seconds for Stack, so that's gonna damage them quite a lot. But yeah, this is just kind of this softly push. F2 winning the Soldier battle against Onkaya. You really need to just throw, you know, balls to the wall. Just go in there, throw everyone at it, and hopefully take down that Sentry. You have the faster respawns that allows you to walk in a bit quicker. But at the moment, in this slow push, like Drozo is just allowed to pick off people at will. Although they do get the cap. Scissors. What? Scissors just walks on and just caps it.
Yeah, and Kazul does the same thing again. He just killed Beep as soon as he came through the teleporter.
Really?
Yep. Beep has got. I know the feeling of like being focused by a spy, and I can tell you I hate it. And I can tell you that I'm sure if Beep is, if he's got a keyboard after that death, I'd be surprised. So here we go, cards being pushed up. Uber is getting exchanged here. Who's going to win this fight? Actually, Breakfast Jr. is the one who's going to lose it. CeeJaey coming out on the other side victorious. Robin down to 30 HP. Is going to able to get the med pack, so he's going to stay alive here. But a lot down for Chessclub to be pushing the second point. But again, no sentry gun is up yet. They're going to start building. Looks like they switched over to mini sentries.
See, that's a good decision. I mean, this is what we were talking about, that, you know, that second point where they tried to rebuild. They didn't have any sentry up at all, and then they just lost it all. That's a good decision. I think if, you know, the level 3s aren't working for him, this is kind of, they don't want to repeat of last time. Throw up the minis, and then, you know, just have that up. So I think that's a wise decision for Leapy either to do that or rebuild at third. But there is an Uber advantage in the hands of Asa. If he's aware of that, they might want to get aggressive on this choke and try and take down Robin before he gets his Uber.
Yeah, Robin's caught in here. If they wanted to do that, and I don't know, they actually, CeeJaey drops down, takes down Breakfast Jr. Robin is kind of close here with the Demo Man, but I don't think they realize this. Robin at 90%, so we should be seeing an Uber exchange here pretty quickly, but CeeJaey goes down as well.
Lots of headshots coming in from Toast there onto the Demo Glove. He's just, you know, taking that damage, not allowing him to walk in straight away. He's trying to, you know, they're trying to take down these minis. They are taking them down, but they're not gaining any ground. Although CeeJaey and Hidan are down for Stack, and that's going to be really damaging. Oh, wow.
He went down. That actually was a ridiculous play, not only because basically the medic on Stack there got hit by a pipe accidentally. This engineer got popped up by a rocket, so he got flung over top the soldier in mid-air, takes down the medic. So pipe on the medic, and then engineer in the air, mid-air takes down the medic.
Was that an NG drop?
I think that was an NG drop right there, or if not, it was very, very close to a drop. It'd be like 90% here. So Robin at 100% coming into this third point. They're just going to use this Uber and catch out anybody alive here, but are they going to be able to chase well enough? No, I don't think so. Just the heavy, I think, no, just the sniper and spy. Just the sniper went down, so that Uber was used, but actually, I think that was kind of a bad Uber on that, because that's actually going to get the advantage back to Stacked here and allow them to have a chance to recover, as they do have 8 alive here on this final point, but no sniper up for the next few seconds, so whatever that kind of gives you, just nice to have that sniper on that final point here, but no scout, no spy on the offense here, so it's going to slow down the cart pushing a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that, but I just rewatched on the stream. That was insane by Cherry. I mean, he's just one of the best NGs in Prem at the moment, I think, just DM-wise. He just walked up there, and this lock has been taken by Chessclub already. They really need somebody to be watching in there and stopping them, and they're just getting this free spam down onto the combo. Asa is in a dangerous position. They're all clustered in this little corner. They need someone, and the Skull just runs in! Is he going to get anything?
He got him.
Lazy Bear so close, yeah.
Oh my gosh, and he drops the Heavy. Heavy goes down. So confused. He's like, where did he go? He jumps onto the soldier. This Uber was forced out. Robin is at 100% now. And here comes the soldier on the Demo Man. Is he going to get the force out on the other side? Actually, he was disconnected from his medic. So he's actually pretty fortunate to get away there, though he was at 200 HP. So I guess he was pretty safe regardless, but Robin is at 100% here, and now just picking the door. Where do you want to go? I think they're going to go straight up the gut here. Up the stairs, Breakfast Food starting to peek. Uber does come out from Robin. Heavy over the top, and they have so much ground they can go from here. And here comes the Demo Man spam. He does take down Beeps. No engineer, no sniper on the defense. As they are popping, Pyro comes in on the scout, takes him down, and a lot of frags coming in the favor as Medic goes down. No, he was actually able to stay alive as Pyro is spawn camping here. Heavy and Demo live on the defense, but here comes the spy behind the Heavy, takes down him. CeeJaey is dead, only 3 alive for the defense here, but only 4 alive for offense. But I think they are going to roll on this card as actually Drozo takes down Breakfast Jr. and only Medic and Sniper, but Inso gets a better Drozo, and down goes the card. In 5 minutes and 32 seconds, that is a fast time, ladies and gentlemen. Stacked is going to be, they're going to have their foot on the pedal here.
Yeah, I mean, Dagon from Stacked has just put GG in the chat. I mean, I don't know whether that's just saying that round was good or whether he feels the match is over already. 5 minutes and 32 is an extremely fast time. I mean, it's a couple of minutes faster than what Stacked pushed, and I thought Stack's push was pretty impressive. I think it's going to take a lot. I mean, it's going to take some key picks, and I think, again, Kazul there, the man of the moment, repeating the same thing. On the second point, managing to take down Beep, and with Cherry getting that drop on Asa. And I mean, you can see, for someone who plays in UGC and doesn't see the lock and load, can you see kind of how ridiculous it can be at times? That kind of pipe just came in and took down the heavy and forced Asa like onto no one.
Yeah, no, I absolutely can see that. I played in a show match preseason before the lock and load got banned, and the enemy team, like, everybody used the lock and load to go, like, here's how overpowered it is. I played against the lock and load in, like, one match after the change. I mean, it was horrendous to play against. I mean, I was getting one shot left and right, you know? It's so difficult, and I think it's overpowered, and I hope ETF2L considers it for a ban for next season here. As Stat Gaming does come out here, are we seeing a change in Sentry Gun? Yes, actually, the Engineer on Chessclub is going to be copying Beep there and putting it inside the house. We're going to see if Stat can actually handle this kind of a hold here. As you got a Beggar's Bazooka here on the defense set is... that's legal? I guess it is.
Yeah, Beggar's Bazooka is allowed, and here comes the Uber very early on. It is trading onto Hill, and the Sentry, I think Dagon didn't realize it was in there or just thought he could take it on himself. Gets taken down by it. And the Ubers have been forced, but Hidan is still in here. He's getting some spam down, and he's kind of locked in Breakfast Jr. and his medic, and this is kind of a good position if they can take control of this hill. They've locked everyone into that barn area, but so much spam coming down onto Susie, can't really push up much further. But no one's dying on Chessclub, and that's the big thing here. They need picks. Scissors is down. That's a pyro pick. That's something that they can work on, but they really need pressure onto the Sentry now. And Hidan goes down, and that's so much of their firepower gone. On Kaya taking down Zebasai with the Beggar's Bazooka there.
Here goes the Gentleman. Yeah, he's caught out there. I'm just kind of surprised the combo's playing away from each other. The Gentleman's playing on one side of the hill, and then the heavy deck Breakfast Jr. is playing inside the house. It's kind of interesting, but it kind of splits the focus of anybody pushing up the hill.
Yeah, Uber's used really, really early. Robin doesn't actually have his yet, and I'm not sure if the team know this, and they're trying to back out here. Robin's at 95, and they're going to probably take this first point. No, Susie gets flamed down by Scissors, and I think they're going to try and be a bit ballsy here and try and hold this first point for even longer than they already have. I think it will totally demoralize Stacks if they don't cap this within the next few seconds. They're trying to push in again, even though they haven't got an advantage, and Robin can just use this and wipe everyone.
Robin actually started backing out to second point. Engineer, I think they're trying to decide of what they wanted to do. I was watching Cherry. Actually, Pyro in on the medic here. Jumps down. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. The force does come out, saving the Engineer, but down goes the Demo and heavy Pyro WM1 from the heaven areas as the Engineer's running out to the third point. And this second point is going to be taken for free. Are you kidding me?
That was insane coordination. Hidan and Dagon, they're just working together, and I don't think there's a Sentry trying to be built. It gets taken down by Toast. I think they've already across this third point. Big jump in by Onkaya. Doesn't manage to take down Asa though, and he's got 100% Uber. They're already walking into last Sigafoo. They're just going to say to their flank, "You cap. We're going to walk in. We're going to get the kills. We're going to, 2 minutes 55. This is totally possible. Players are still dying here. I don't know where Hidan is, but he's just taken down Inso. There's a level 1.
Breakfast Jr.'s caught out. Breakfast Jr. goes down as well.
Sentry's gone down by
demo.
Toast. No Sentry either. This is all going crazy.
Are they going to be pushing onto this last point here? Heavy in.
Onkai's on top. Nobody knows Onkai's on top. He gets a rocket onto it. Oh, well flashed there by Asa. This is just crazy from Stacks. I mean,
they're too aggressive. They're way too aggressive. The medic got way too aggressive out here. He's going to go down probably. Yes, he does. So that's no heals for this final point. They're exposed. They went into the last point by themselves. No support by the team. Wait for that cart to push up. You have 100% Uber. What are you doing, Stack Gaming? Here comes Peak W1 onto the Demo Man, but Blurb does stay alive throughout that. 2 minutes on the clock. I mean, there is a possibility they can push onto this last point, but Robin does have a 70% Uber advantage. So, I mean, Stat Gaming, it's possible, but it's unlikely. And that big misplay out of that over-aggression out of them on that offense, I mean, that's really going to come back to bite them, I think. I kind of think they threw the game away right there.
They spread themselves way too thin. They had people capping. They just needed to stay in that choke area, hold it down, and then push in when they had the Uber, or even just walk up top. But they didn't. They just tried going in with just Demo and Heavy, tried to flash everyone, got a couple of kills, but it doesn't matter if you're going to die in the process. Robin's got a 100% Uber already, trying to backstab there from Toast, but nothing happens, and Zebasai running in, trying to get a force or something. Less than 1 minute and 30 seconds now. Asa is at 85%. They're going to have to hope that when they Uber versus Uber this, that they either totally destroy them, cap the point, or that they can go in, force, and get a repush going. In comes Uber already. They're not hanging about. Hidan gets the force off very, very early, but Susie gets dropped in that. Breakfast Jr. just walking forward. And this is not looking good at the moment. Scissors did go down, not up for 20
Spy on the medics.
seconds.
Looks like he's trying so hard. He's actually not landing any of his shots, fortunately, but that is exactly what they needed. You know what? You both have Uber. Go in, get the exchange. I mean, they did drop Susie, but he's already back up due to the quick respawn time. 3 down, no demo man for the
Breakfast
defense
Jr.
here.
gets taken down as well, and Inso gets taken down, and lots of players going down for Cherry, for Chessclub. This
3
is
alive.
the time, 40 seconds to go, people on the cart, 2 alive! It's just Cherry and Scissors. Cherry needs to go huge here. Gets taken down by the mini. Blub has respawned and Scissors just walks in and just, oh my god. F2 is alive and then gets taken down by the respawn of Blub. 25 seconds to go. This is just each team throwing it away to the other.
And Drozo goes down to the spy there. Kazul, I mean, that pyro play, Scissors, I mean, that literally think that saved the game. They had ×3 on the cart, but Scissors WM1 was able to hold it in style. 13 seconds left from the clock. They are all or nothing right now. They need bodies in the cart, and they need it bad. They're dying. Engineer gets, or sorry, Spy gets stabbed in the cart. He goes down. All the chaos is coming out of the cart. Breakfast Jr. goes down. Medic on the cart. Pyro on the cart. Medic goes down, and there you go. Chessclub holds it. So close to the end there, and wow, Stacked, I mean, they didn't look like they had a chance, but damn, did they put up a fight.
That was so close in the end. I was looking at the wrong player. I was looking at Cherry. I thought him and his minis might be able to form some sort of cohesion there and stop it. But no, it was Scissors coming in from behind and just setting fire to everyone and just destroying them on the cart. And once Blub had respawned, that was all over really. But that I don't know. I mean, add another 10 seconds. Could Stacked maybe have had the players to push the cart across? I don't know. That was just crazy. Just trying to look for the logs now.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the cart, I mean, that literally is probably about like a 2-second push, maybe a 3-second push away from going in. Insane. I mean, and ultimately it came down, I mean, there's just some big plays going on there, and Stacked, I mean, they came so close, and yeah, I'm kind of curious to see the logs myself.
I mean, you've got to be pretty disappointed, you know, as if you're coming from Stack's perspective, you've got to be gutted that you've kind of had this really, really decent push in the first round and just not held it because of a couple of mistakes, and then had this kind of crazy roll on the final one, and not managed to take it all the way, again, because of maybe possibly a few mistakes coming from the combo. I'm just looking at the logs, and the top frag at that time was Susie again, and then Inso is also up there with Lazy Bear, but you know, again, it's pretty even across the board. No players really standing out on either side. We do have Beep and Scissors in here for interview. I'm going to start off by saying, Beep, how disappointed are you?
I mean, they played a lot better than us, so I don't know, it's kind of like, it's disappointing to have a loss, but I mean they played really solidly, and like out of all the teams we scrimmed during the week, which I think was every Prem team, like they were by far better on this map than anyone that we played. So I mean they deserved it. They were just like super aggressive, and it was hard for me to ever get any time to set up or anything, and I got shanked by Kazul twice in a row, which because it was called that we were going back, and I didn't go back until like 5-10 seconds after that call was made, so I thought that they were in attic and would have known if the spy was there, but they weren't quite there yet. So
Kasson literally said he's surely not going to fall for this again, and then it happens.
well, yeah, I mean under normal circumstances no, but the call was that we were going back, and I like staggered it so that they would be there before I got there, but I didn't wait long enough.
I did say to Sigafoo at the start, like, you know, he's saying he's been giving you some NG tips, and you know, you're playing a different class for the first time, kind of in an official. It's a bit of a baptism of fire playing on a payload map as NG. You know,
I got absolutely destroyed by Valve. We were pushing third, fourth, and I built the telly in house so that actually we were pushing third, and I built it at the bottom of the staircase where the health pack is, at like, you know, the stairs up the mansion, and I built the telly exit there and leveled it up to level 3, and it did that bug that like Valve, to prevent griefing teleporters, it destroys whenever you try to take it. So I spent like 30 seconds trying to fucking build this thing, and it was glitched, and I was fucking raging after that. But it was kind of fun. Like it would have been more fun if they hadn't like kept rolling forward and I had gotten 2 seconds to do anything. But and the kick in the balls was when their med made it out through alley, me and Zebasai tried to chase, but by the time we got there, Blob was already spamming stickies. It was I don't know if that was the first game of the second one, but their med definitely should have died there. But like we
Yeah,
didn't
we
have our shit
spotted
together enough.
a great escape there from Robin. I mean, we thought, we were saying, your NG debut, you're doing pretty well holding in that house, and it seemed Chess were kind of having a few problems pushing in. Like, do you have? I'm not saying looking for excuses, but you had quite a lot of mercs, and you kind of have a bit of an ever-changing roster at the moment. Like, is that going to be sorted out for your next game? I mean, as
No.
the search. No, okay.
We can't find a scout or a spy. Pretty much boils down to that. Like Walters joined us, and he then just like left and wasn't playing anymore. So we've been using at least 2 marks for every scrim that we've got. And although the core of the team's coming together very well, like CeeJaey and Hadan are really starting to gel, and they're really strong. We're just kind of missing that kind of holistic gelling, if you like, with the essentially 7 players plus 2 randomers every time we play. So we can't really find anyone. Like we've trialed a bunch of people and just can't get anyone. So I don't think it'll be sorted by the next match. And Inso, if you're listening, we need a mark for Gravel Pit next week again. So
that's something I didn't mention at the start. I mean, you guys used Inso in your first 2 games, and you're playing against him today, so obviously he wasn't an option. But either way, I mean, we were pretty impressed with the way you guys played, despite sort of the change in the roster and all the mercs. I mean, you guys did pretty well. Scissors, I mean, coming into the game, like, how pleased are you sort of with the win, but also based on kind of what happened, especially in that second round where you were getting rolled into last? Like, how pleased are you to get sort of 6 points out of this game?
I'm very happy that we did get the 6 points, but I'm very not happy with the way we played, to be honest. We came out of a warm-up game where we played everything very methodically. We did all the right decisions, and we like just played the way we wanted to. And then we come into a game where it's the exact opposite. Like we kept making wrong decisions. We kept getting surprised by what they did. For example, a good example is like the first point. I don't think I've seen the house sentry in like 3 seasons now. So we didn't expect that at all. And actually, our strat this season so far has been just stacking everyone on the card. And a few times we've actually gotten away with just capping the first point without any resistance, any Uber exchange. So we didn't expect the sentry at all, and we had some trouble dealing with that, of course, and stuff. So, but I'm happy that we got the 6 points.
Is that where you got the idea then? Like you normally wouldn't have held there if we hadn't have done that in the first round?
But yeah, we had some trouble with your sentry, so Cherry said that he didn't feel like we used our hill sentry or top sentry very much, so we decided to move it into the house.
Yeah, I tried that one, and like I just felt that the house was much better if you get a soldier and scout in there. Like I was a bit surprised, and then I thought most teams don't do this, which is the way I like to play. So I was kind of pleased with that. But as for the rest of the points, like
the thing is though, like the weakness of doing that is it's much easier to take top, and once you do that, it's pretty easy to take the sentry out. But since we weren't prepared for it, I guess it worked.
Yeah, but if it hadn't have been for Kazul, we would have been able to have like that would have been like a 2-point thing. We would have got first and second sorted. But as for Kazul's shanking, that didn't quite work out. But this will be the new meta for next season, Scissors, I'm sure.
So Beep is reinventing the NG meta.
Oh yeah. Well, after Musa put his stamp on Badwater, I need to put my stamp somewhere, don't I?
Making your mark. Scissors, one thing, I've talked to Beep about his roster. He says he's kind of, still not sorted. You guys were still looking for a soldier. Is Onkaya is he going to be maining for you guys? I haven't checked ETF2L rosters in a while, because sort of the first time I saw you guys play, you had Mookie, then you had Captain playing soldier. Do you have a guy who's sort of going to be your first choice soldier?
We decided to go with Captain and Onkaya 50-50, but Onkaya said that he can merc now. He's not gonna play sixes next season, he said, so he can merc, while the Captain is gonna be a bit busy. So,
Well,
not merc,
Captain's playing
I mean
multi-duo, you mean, yeah?
Oh yeah, but just in general, Captain is gonna be playing sixes in the off season, while Onkaya is not, so we're gonna use him on main. But yeah, like, about the roster in general though, it seems like a lot of Prem teams are having a lot of issues at the moment with their rosters. I don't think we have played with our full roster in like a week, at least, because of various problems. Like we have Huhi, our demo, who's busy with all sorts of things. We have breakfast who just got a new job and stuff, so it's extremely difficult to get our full roster together as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been compiling the stats for the teams every time. I've been looking over the logs. It just seems there's so many times that each game has a couple of mercs in for each team, or subs having to come in because mains can't play. So it does seem kind of, a lot of people, the top teams are kind of struggling with finding a set 9 and sticking with it. I've noticed Ass has just joined us, and I just want to ask,
Hello.
as pretty much my only question, how does it feel to drop to an NG?
Fucking hell. I'm not popping to an engineer, am I? I couldn't believe that. When it happened, I thought it was a pipe or something that came from main that just happened to hit me. Jeez, I don't know.
It was both. You got hit by a pipe, and the engineer got tossed up in the air, and he finished you off.
Wow, I'm sure he only got chip damage on me then. Just a little chip. Big cherry though, I don't know. He's got nothing on beep.
I didn't know that happened, Dassie. You kept that one quiet.
Oh, that was on second. Our heavy and our demo died, and then that was when I was saying like, F2, we need you upstairs, and then I don't know. He was trying to do the job of 2 guys, so it was destined to happen. Really, I guess we should have fallen back.
You can catch it on the stream, Beep. I mean, it was pretty impressive. We saw F2 shoot a rocket at Cherry, flipped him over himself, right into the face of Asa to shoot him down with the shotgun. How do you see your own performance? I mean, I'm pretty sure you main call for Stacked. I mean, Beep says that your combo is doing pretty well, gelling together. Do you think, you can continue to gel and improve as the season goes on?
I think so, yeah. I mean, this is the best we've been playing for the last few weeks. And we beat High Panda, did a 2-0 over them in the warm-up. So things are definitely on the up, I think. I mean, it's just little things like people using the tag in their name and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, things definitely seem to be improving, and Hidan's an absolute gem. He's going to do really big things later on in the season, hopefully. But it's a pity that all our big games are, we got Premtech next, then we got High Panda. So when our team's going to start really gelling, it's going to be just towards the end of the season, and then it might be too late for playoffs by then. We'll see, I guess. Gotta hope people drop points.
I mean, anything
Speaking
can
of
happen.
dropping points, I just heard from Inso that High Panda dropped points to us. Oh my god.
Oh wow, what was the score? I'm guessing 4-2.
I don't actually know. Inso just wrote it to me now.
I guess maybe beating High Panda in the warm-up wasn't that impressive then.
Okay, fuck.
Can we talk about the pre-game fist fight a little though?
I mean, it wasn't even a fist fight. I mean, it was a hammer versus a ham.
Oh, you saw it?
Oh,
Yeah, we
breakfast
saw
of
it. We
shadows.
cast it,
Breakfast,
the heavy main
reputation is
getting
tainted
beaten.
forever now. He'll always be remembered for this.
Breakfast
I mean, does
was
that mean that-
self-proclaimed best heavy EU.
He's rubbish about the hills, isn't he? It shows, I guess.
Yes, even if he
Beep,
doesn't have...
does that mean you're throwing your name in the hat for heavy of the season? I mean, if Quintosh
Yes.
can win
Well,
NG of the season after one game,
Well,
surely.
technically, I played heavy for this in this official at the start, in the part where you decide which team takes which,
Yeah, it's
red.
true. It's important. We should get at least a couple of points, I think, for winning that fist fight.
I should definitely be able to be in with the vote. Player of the season, NG of the season, power of the season, heavy of the season. That's 4 I can get.
Yeah, you better watch out, CeeJaey, because he'll start casting soon.
All you
They can't
viewers,
stand a chance.
vote for me at the end of the season for those 4 classes. Thank you.
Shameless self-plugging. I'm just going to quickly come to shout-outs now before... Sigafoo, do you have anything to add? Any questions you want to ask?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, because John starts to yell at me if I start talking in interviews for too long. So, any shout-outs from Asa? Do you have anyone to shout out to?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the old Tipping Intensifiers crew, Joe, Coop, Lewis. Shout out to Big Robin, my primary fuckboy. Shout out to the empty room I've got at a hotel for I-55, because Coop was going to come with me, but has decided to go to Creamfields instead.
Anything
Alright,
else,
thanks.
Asa?
I don't know. Is there anyone I should be shouting out to? I suppose shout out to my mum, bringing me coffees, keeping our team spirit up, wishing us good luck.
I think that's enough. Thanks. Beep, anyone you want to shout out to?
Been saving them up.
Just shout out to CeeJaey, John, Sigafoo for casting, camera work, all that kind of stuff, Blackout TV, and Chess for giving us a good game.
All right, thanks. And finally, Scissors, anyone you want to shout out to?
Yeah, and the usual shout out to Evil for the server. Inso asked me to give him a shout out to. And I'll give a shout out to Soda and Quintosh. Rest in peace, our fallen soldier.
All right, thanks very much, guys, for giving us a great game to watch and cast. Thanks to everyone who's watching, and I hopefully see you guys next week for some more Prem action.